That's how important you are. Well, I don't feel important. Don't go by your emotions. A lot of us can be led by our emotions, or we can look at ourselves in the mirror and say, this is who I am. I know who I am. I know who God's called me to be. I don't need anyone other than God to affirm me because I know what God says I am. And with God, I am a strong individual, and I'm going to follow his order. It doesn't mean you won't be concerned. Doesn't mean you won't be afraid. Look at Joshua. He followed Moses. And God didn't even clear his throat. He says, now Joshua. God, I've been following a giant. I've been following Moses. He's been parting seas. He's been touching the waters and water's coming out of a rock and everything else. And Lord, here I am. He came off of the mountain glowing because he was in your presence. And you're telling me that I'm going to be the one to lead now? God doesn't clear his throat. Now Joshua, it's your turn. Because Moses had raised him up. Fathers, who are you raising up? What are you doing with your responsibility? We don't get it right all the time. I know that. Guess what? The mamas don't get it right either all the time. That's why we need each other. That's why the Bible says that we are helpmates to each other. But the Bible also says that the woman is the weaker vessel. Now, emotionally, most times women are the weaker vessel emotionally. There are times I say that. Here lately, I've been kind of weeping. We also can't be upset when God blesses certain people with things, and maybe God knows that they can handle it better than you can. Maybe that's why you don't have it. I say the same thing even about pastoring a church. Josh, we did a podcast. For those of you that have not watched it, I think he has uploaded it now to VCOG, and you can watch it. And we did a podcast, and he was talking to me about this podcast. And he was talking about raising up people. And I said, there's something that I've learned. As a pastor, a lot of times, we as a pastor, every one of us wants to have a packed out church. Nobody wants to preach to empty seats, okay? But we all want a packed out church. And I said, and every one of us thinks that we can handle a bigger church than what we got. Every one of us thinks that I can handle the Joel Osteen, or I can handle these mega churches. I can handle that too. But I've come to a realization. I have to be faithful to whomever God puts under me and whom God finds trustworthy under me that I can lead. But it's not about how many people I lead. I don't have to be Billy Graham as long as I'm raising up the next Billy Graham. It was Billy Graham's Sunday school teacher that influenced him. Do you think that Sunday school teacher knew who he was investing in? No. But he was faithful.